Hi everyone, Nancy Goudie here. It's good to be back with you again with another spiritual health exercise. For those of you who have this book, Nancy Goudie's Spiritual Encounters, you might want to turn to page 86 because that's where the exercise comes from. But if you don't have the book, then don't worry about it. I will explain exactly what it is. You know, what I want us to do today is to come into the presence of God. I want us to come into Him using our imagination. You know, so many times we use our imagination in the wrong way. We imagine the worst that could happen to us. We imagine fears of all sorts coming upon us or coming upon our families. We've all done it, let's face it. But today what I'd want us to do is actually use our imagination for good things. So what I want you to do is to imagine yourself coming into the presence of God, and what I want you to do is to carry something with you. What I want you to do is to imagine yourself, before you go into the presence of God, putting into a bag or a tray the things that are bothering you, things like worry, things like anxiety, things like cares, burdens, any sort of burdens that might bother you or consume you. Imagine taking them out of your head, taking them out of your body and placing them on this tray. And you put them in this tray or this bag, and when you've done that with each one, then come into the presence of God. And imagine yourself bringing this bag on your shoulders and then putting them at the feet of Jesus. Then what I want you to do is to give Him each one. God, would you take my fear? Lord, would you take my worry? Lord, would you take my anxiety? God, take my stress. And as you give them to God, imagine Him giving to you His peace, His joy, His life. I mean, He came to give us life to the full. And that's what He wants for every single one of us. But so often our burdens can burden us down so that we don't have that peace and we don't have that joy. You know, today, as you're in the presence of God, give Him your burdens. And then when you've done all of that, get up and walk out of the presence of God, taking the presence of God with you, if you like, but without the bag, without the tray, without the worries, without the fears, because you're walking in His peace, in His joy, and in His life. And when those fears and worries start to come into your mind, imagine yourself in that place again, and remember that you've exchanged those fears and those worries for His kindness, for His goodness, for His grace upon your life. You know, thank Him for all that concerns you, and thank Him that He carries it for you. Hope you enjoy this exercise. Take care. See you soon. Bye.